Attack on Titan finally came back with its season 2. I still clearly remember how crazy I was 4 years ago all a pair from this show I shipped. Turns out, there are many more ships than just one, either hinted in the original creation or fantasized by the fans. So here I've organized the top 10 ships that I found popular across the fandom. Please don't feel offended if the ranking wasn't satisfactory. I will try as much as possible to be unbiased and leave personal thoughts aside. With no further ado, let's go on with the list. Number 10. Mikasa and John. This is one of the many one-sided love in the show. He liked Mikasa in the first sight. We can see that even before he knew her, he would draw his dream girl just like Mikasa. So he chased up and praised her hair, only to get an emotionless thank you. And Mikasa later took advice from Eren to cut her hair to be more flexible during fights. Poor John. His jealousy towards Eren just got escalated 200 points. And don't get me wrong, John and Eren are good buddies when the things get serious. Number 9. Armin and Annie. Despite the fact that Annie appears to be a cold-hearted killer, she always has feelings for her friends, especially has a soft spot for Armin. In that mission where Titan Annie was lured to the forest, she caught Armin unguarded, but let him go anyway. Truth to be told, she is not very nice to the others. Whether Armin felt the same for her was unclear, but you never know, maybe he had. All we know is that if they have babies, the baby just couldn't be any blonder. Number 8. Levi and Hange. So this is today's first ship to be created by fans but not addressed in the original story as romantically. Nevertheless, Levi and Hange still exhibit a good working relationship, if not anything close to friends. After so many years working, helping, and teasing, they are just so compatible with each other. Actually, many fans of this ship were just happy with their relationship as they are. Number 7. Sasha and Connie. This pair is beloved by the fans for their playful and humorous moments. Given the nickname Potato Girl by Connie, Sasha has lived to be known by this name ever since. Their hilarious yet creative style of combat training surely hinted a subtle relationship between them. In the extra story, Connie was even protective over Sasha as John called her Potato Girl again. Hey, we spotted Annie and Armin in the background. Number 6. Krista and Ymir. Officially confirmed by the author that Ymir does have a romantic feeling towards Krista, this pair is no longer seen as a fan-created ship, but as a legitimate canon. Ymir, in the story, seems to play a guardian kind of role to Krista, and she also showed affection to her openly. In the manga, they actually had some heart-to-heart talk as Krista believed Ymir was a good girl, and Ymir wanted her to stay strong. We don't know if Ymir generally has a feeling towards girls, or is simply because Krista is just too lovable by everyone. Number 5. John and Marco. These two boys are the best brotherhood of the show. They are the closest friends. Their conversations are both warm-hearted and encouraging. Therefore, the death of Marco has really forced John to grow out of a boy to be the man in one blink of moment. Their relationship is as brutal as reality, and although it wasn't at all canon in the show, fans still love this pair because of their bond. It was so real. Number 4. Levi and Petra. Okay, this is probably the pair that has the most controversial opinions. One side of the fans who support them think that it was evidenced that Levi thought of Petra as more than one of his soldiers, as he lingered longer over Petra's body when he discovered that she was killed. He also took Petra's badge, and later when her body got thrown off the carriage, his eyes looked so hurt by letting her body go. But the fans who go against this pair said that this merely proves Levi was hurt by the tragic annihilation of his troop. Despite that, Petra seems to have a one-sided feeling for Levi, as her dad later came up to him, told him that she was going to devote herself to him, and mentioned that it would be too early for her to get married. This hinted Petra might tell her dad her affection towards Levi. But unfortunately, this pair did not last until the second season. Therefore, whether Levi had felt more towards Petra beyond as a subordinate was left for the fan speculation. Number 3. Erwin and Levi. Maybe the body size difference was the first to catch fans' eyes, but the chemistry between Erwin and Levi is also undeniably strong and apparent. True, just like Levi and Hange, this pair was not romantically stated in the original material, But ever since Erwin recruited Levi, Levi had always been loyal to him and followed his orders willingly and respectfully. Erwin also trusted Levi 100% and fought together with him in many battlefields. And manga spoilers alert! In the recent chapter, Levi had to choose to save the life between Erwin and Armin, and before Eren talked into him, he almost without a doubt chose Erwin, stating that he will save the man who will save the humanity. Number 2. Mikasa and Eren. This pair is pretty much self-explanatory. Ever since the two fought for their lives for the first time, and Eren wrapped his red scarf around Mikasa's head, they have been the best childhood friends forever. Definitely much more than friends, as it's obvious that Mikasa has always had an overprotective tendency towards Eren, and she only shows vulnerable in front of him. Just when did we ever see Mikasa shows her weakness to anybody? Her only weakness is to lose her family, which are Eren and Armin. There was a moment where they were helplessly exposed to a titan, and Mikasa thought they were going to die, so she thanked Eren for wrapping the scarf, hinting that thanking him for being part of her life. But then Eren stood up and told her, something like that, he would do it as many times as he needs to, before going off to fight the titan. The romantic side of their relationship was hinted many times in the story. Mostly it's Mikasa towards Eren, as Eren kind of just ignores everything else apart from fighting the titans. A lot of fans tend to think that they were merely treating each other just like a very, very close brother and sister. So far into the story, we don't know yet, but I'm sure the author will have to explain it at some point, so we will see. Before we get into number 1, here are some honorable mentions. Levi and Mikasa. Being the two strongest humans in Attack on Titan universe, fans love to see they team up and slay the army of titans. Manga spoilers alert! It was also revealed that in the manga they were actually related, as both of their last names are Arca men. Mikasa and Annie, undoubtedly the two hottest and most badass female characters in the show. If they ever team up, the enemy only would be left to cry. Rina and Krista, and Berthold and Annie, both pairs are officially stated openly as one-sided ship, as both of the boys had feelings towards the girls. And Hange and Titan, just kids. Number 1. Levi and Eren. Sorry Mikasa Eren fans, but this one is really the biggest ship among Attack on Titan fandom. Being the two most popular characters in the show, their association with each other is nowhere close to normal. Started with Levi beating the hell out of Eren in order to save him from the court. Eren became his supervisee and later one of his closest troop members. Given that Eren has always admired the Survey Corps, him towards Captain Levi was nothing but full of respect, maybe also a little intimidation. To Levi, mentoring and guarding Eren has seemingly brought some bright colors into his cold and harsh appearance. There was once where Eren was on the verge of being sliced by the troop due to his false Titan transformation. Levi stood in front of him, protecting him from his subordinates, and asked him how he felt. He also trusted Eren in that female Titan hunt, believing in him that he will make the most appropriate choice. The relationship between the human strongest and human's hope had been developed and strengthened as the story went on. It's good for the fans since everybody is waiting for the canon, but truth to be said, so far it only feels like that the bond between them are simply responsibility and admiration. But this is still admittedly the most popular ship in the show. So that is today's top 10 list of the ships in Attack on Titan. As the second season running on, there might be more ships generated in the future. So what is your top 10? And who would you like to see interacting more in season 2? Comment below your thoughts cause I'm eager to hear. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more. I will see you next time, right here at this channel.